Hallo und willkommen zurück zu Pillars of Eternity. Wir sind in Breis Ehrmann, die Zone, nachdem man in diese Falle da in das Loch gesprungen ist. So, gucken wir mal, wie viele hier jetzt ankommen.
Your thoughts must flow deeply.
Aha. Jawohl, warten. Okay. Ist nichts ausmachen, können wir besser hier wieder draufknallen. Dadurch, dass die anfällig dagegen sind, sollte das ganz gut passen. Der macht einfach mal einen Blind da rein. Besser treffen. Mhm. Warten wir noch einen Moment. Okay. Und Karums. Hobbelt. Da geht aber noch mehr. Ups. Die sind am Heilen, ne? Nochmal! Der eine ist weg. Der kleine ist auch weg. Zack. Die!
Margaret's fire casts light in dark places.
Oh, das ist eine tolle Kiste. Trapped.
This may prove useful.
Oha. Was ist denn das? Missile Barrage. Müssen wir wieder ein bisschen ausmisten. Werfen wir mal ein paar von den Fallen weg. Daybreak. Slaying Wilder, ein Enemy engaged. Was ist okay. Das Ding war schon extrem gut, was er hat. Da werde ich wohl auch nichts Besseres mehr finden. Ja. Holen wir das weg. kann aber auch nichts... Keinen Interaktions... The ancient address still bears the impression of the thousand souls broken upon it. Your soul burns with remembered suffering. Mhm. Na gut. So, speichern. Klopf, klopf. Was haben wir denn da? A column of Adra rises above you, stoic and silent. Its rigid layers a measuring stick for the passing of ages. It feels to you as a thick block of ice, and you perceive buried deep in its core a dim, flickering flame, all but extinguished, yet preserved against the ravages of the elements. At your approach, the flame seems to steady and draw length, and the layers separating it from you melt away, and you are bathed in its glow, a bright beacon in the gloom. The glow seems to fade as though you had adjusted to its intensity, and where it was, Iovas seeps into existence, an aeolic shade hovering above the moist prison floor. Though ageless, she appears somehow different to you now, a slight stoop to her carriage, perhaps, or a trace of sunkenness in her eyes. There is a broad scar across her face, fibrous and wormy, where flames once leapt, unhealed even in death.
You've come back. I had thought to have set you on the right path ages ago. Or did I merely fail a second time? You are so different now from who you were then, yet much remains the same. Old troubles with a new face.
It would
What is
seem
it
that
that has brought you here?
I have unfinished business here. I'm here to free you. I go wherever fate takes me. I need answers, and you'd better give them to me, ghost, or I find you a fate far worse than this. I wanted to make sure you still suffer for your transgressions. I'm here to free you! Na, mal das hier.
I'd hoped after our last discussion you would find what you sought. Has it eluded you all this time? I can only guess your presence here has something to do with Theos. The energy of this place changes when he is near. I don't know what he has done, but I do know of the souls that pass through here now. They do not come by choice.
Theos diverted them from the cycle. He seeks to empower Verdica and to blame Animancy for the damage he's caused.
After all this time, he would still stand against the tide.
You knew me when Theos did. There's something I need to know about that time.
I will tell you what I remember.
There's something about that lifetime my soul can't let go of. I need to know what it is, and I'm running out of time. I see moments from that life, of you, of the Inquisition, of Theos.
I can see his influence, still hanging like a weight about your neck. So it always was. He had inspired something in you. We spoke of him the last time you were here also. It was just after the trial. You were agitated. I think because you started to consider that what I was teaching may have been true.
What was that? Yova's mouth tightens and her brow furrows, a look of pity. Her eyes shift back and forth between each of yours, as if looking for something that would help her decide whether to speak.
That the gods aren't real.
I'd dreaded the idea from the moment the Delimgon suggested it. And yet, it almost feels like a relief. She's not serious.
Perhaps not to her. Many are those whom the gods have scorned. This is petty retribution.
Nonsense!
Clearly she has not been on the receiving end of a god's ire. She'd know how real the gods can be.
What I taught was that the gods whose faith we had been spreading were not gods at all, but something else entirely. Something created by people.
Who created these gods, and for what?
They were conceived by Engwydd, a society of high minds and broad concerns. Theos's people. In their time, every people worshipped its own gods. Sometimes they warred over it. After a few wars of their own, the Engwythans sought an end to it. They devoted all their energy to finding the true creators. Generation after generation, they prodded and worked the stitching of the world and unlocked its secrets. One day, they found an answer. Except the answer was no answer at all. There were no gods to be found. Or if there ever were, they were gone. It shook them, this finding. If they could discover this on their own, how long until others would? How long before war and chaos reigned over a world without consequence? But they had mastered many things in their pursuit of these answers. And with their mastery, they crafted their own gods to fill the void, and sent missionaries to the corners of the world to spread their faith.
This is why you started your own faith?
I never thought of it as faith, but I think you are right to call it that. Let the world see. Let them decide what to do. That was my faith. I became a missionary because the gods brought me hope that I wanted to bring to others. For a time, the truth sent me to a dark place. Then the day came when I realized nothing had changed, that I still had a purpose, and the purpose was the same and it was worth living for. I began questioning the other missionaries in public, exposing their parlor tricks. In time, their following became mine.
How did you discover this?
The Engwythan missionaries all knew it, but they never told the rest of us. They meant it to be a secret that died with them, and in the end, they allowed their bloodlines to fade from memory. I had been assigned to join a few of them at a temple. I found the door to their chambers closed, but the room was stone and the door thin. Their voices carried. I heard enough. I investigated the things they spoke of, and everything was there, just as they said it'd be.
Later on, after I left the Order, a few Engwythians found my words persuasive and joined my cause. They revealed what I did not already know. Is it true what you taught?
You asked me this once before. Nothing I can say would be any proof, and it may be certainty your soul craves. Resolution. But if you are bound for the same place Theos directs these souls, you will see for yourself, as you once did. Everyone faces this truth at one time or another. Few confront it. Few have the stomach to ask what if. And in avoiding the question, they deny themselves an identity of their own.
Iovara scans her audience in silence, her eyes thoughtful, lingering on each member of your company in turn, finding interest in things unseen.
What if all the tragedy, all the persecution, came in defense of an imposter?
But that's not... That can't be right. Aethys, he's done miracles for people.
The power of the gods is undeniable. The truth of the story they weave is not. What if it were forbidden knowledge rather than fault that earned your doom? What of your guilt?
Margren set a path for me. She is fickle and cruel, but that is how she teaches. You know nothing of the fires that have shaped me.
And what if the fires themselves were lies? Lies you told yourself to bridge the gap between experience and truth.
Beds of sweat coalesce on Duran's forehead and trickle down the sides of his face in streaming rivulets as though he were a block of ice standing before a great pyre.
What if you had always been alone, without guidance?
Well, as poorly as I've chosen my guides, I suppose it would be a comfort to know that I'm free of them.
The freedom has always been. It was the guidance that was the illusion. What if neither guide knew the way? How then would you choose a course?
If neither knew the way, Herodias looks at her, his smile rising as he scratches his chin. Any student of Whale knows that your question is irrelevant. Regardless of if they are wise or not, the gods cannot give you lasting wisdom. They can only inspire you to find wisdom in your own time.
What if the cycle of birth and death is nothing more than a tool of endless preoccupation?
Grieving mother returns Yova's gaze, nodding her head almost imperceptibly. For a moment, all is silent. Yova nods back, seemingly moved by someone's spoken understanding. You feel the weight of Yova's translucent eyes upon your soul. What if we can be assured of nothing? Then we had best build our own strength so we can bear it. Then only when we cease to exist as beings can peace be found. And it is the questions that we have always posed more value than the answers. Then the fewer people who realize that, the better. Then all we can do is endure. Then the only value is the things we can create ourselves.
And in the lives we create, is this not the essence of motherhood? To create, cherish, nurture, to give of yourself for the sake of another.
There is bliss to be found in the things we create, but sorrow as well. Every creation bears the imperfections of its creator, and its creator's creator. Art and song are creations, but so are weapons and lies. We must be careful that our creations do not consume us. I ask these things not to trouble you, but to show why they must be confronted. No answer is simple, but somewhere between them all lies a truth so beautiful, not even a god could conceive it. Do we not owe ourselves a chance to find our part in it?
No, people need to know that things happen for a reason. A fabricated reason is better than not. I don't think it makes much difference the other way. We do, even without assurance that there's still truth.
If that is truly what you believe, then you are a far different person than the one I knew. I've been alone here with my thoughts for so long now. I've found peace with my failures and with my punishment. I no longer curse fate for what might have been. But there is one thing that has clawed and scraped at my mind all these years. One thing that will not be put to rest until I know. Until I understand.
For the first time, hints of doubt raise his serene visage.
I need to know why you chose to remain with the Inquisition, even after you'd learned the truth. Do you remember?
As she asks, the memory springs to your mind immediately, as though it has just happened. Da muss ich jetzt irgendeinen Schwachsinn von auswählen. I wanted to please the gods. So afraid of what else might do to me. I wanted to please the gods. Immer das. Denke ich Schwachsinn.
So you never doubted, despite everything I'd told you? Or perhaps you accepted what I told you, but wanted to please them anyway. Either way is better.
Then what? I needed to know it wasn't because after everything you'd learned, you'd still rather believe in a lie. Das macht überhaupt keinen Sinn. Gerade das habe ich doch gerade gesagt. If that is the conclusion people reach once they know everything, then my purpose has been a mistake, in my opinion. My opinion matters so much to you?
We knew little of each other before you arrived at my camp. You might have been anybody, which is why your choice meant everything. You had heard both sides, seen everything. If not you, then who?
You're never going to be able to convince everyone of everything. True or not, there will always be dissent.
I expected dissent, but I needed to know that true faith would prevail. Perhaps I've been wrong to place so much importance on one person's actions. It was all I could do to feel like there was an answer. Even knowing what you've told me, some part of me knows it doesn't truly answer what I wished to know, nor will an eternity of silent contemplation. I will have only my guesses and suspicions, and that will have to do. And what of your understanding of our past? Are you at ease with the choice you made?
I see the world differently now than I once did. I regret what I did to you and wish your forgiveness. It wasn't me who made that choice. I bear no responsibility for it. Thus.
At first I thought this might be the source of your soul's anguish, but now I see I was mistaken. You are not divided on this matter. You have put it behind you. It is with Theos that your agony lies, in sun and shadow. Your questions are not for me, but for him. And it may be that only an answer from the mouth of Theos himself will satisfy your needs. Yet if there is anything I can tell you that would be of use, ask and you shall know.
Why has Theos done all this?
He cares only for the secret he keeps locked away. He destroys anyone who might discover it, no matter their chances. That's why he's always favored Woodica. It isn't in her love of promises or justice. It's her disregard for the rules. Her willingness to do what is necessary. To Theos, she's not a deity, but an ally with which to conspire. When her power waxes, she does as she pleases with this realm, as well as hers. And she wants that secret guarded as much as he. If Theos succeeds, there will be a shift in the balance of power among the gods. Woodica was vanquished once, when the other gods decided she had gone too far, and her power diminished. With this infusion, there is no telling what she will do. The only certainty is that there will be chaos in their realm, as well as ours. In a matter of speaking, this is Braeth Yamen, the court of the penitents. Souls are confined here until they repent. They must beg the forgiveness of a god, pledge their soul to them, and they will be lifted from this place to the world above. In truth, they receive leniency, but not true mercy. The spite of Woodica is eternal. They linger above, at the side of the old court, and are not permitted to leave the island, forever severed from the cycle. This prison was full once in the days of the Inquisition, but time weathers all things, even will. I'm the only tenant who remains. Yet, I feel their presence strongly now, as it was in the beginning. You have brought many of them here. They cry out for the judgment of Theos. You have struck some bargain with the gods, then?
The other gods aid me because they want Theos destroyed. I owe them no debt. Further my own ends. Better be to their side than Woodica's? No.
Better to be on no side at all. Woodica may be the most dangerous of the gods, but make no mistake. Anguith built gods from ideals, and an ideal on its own is a grotesque and vicious thing. But these souls, these forgiven, the gods have bequeathed you like chattel. They were loyal followers in life. They will be with you to the very end.
Why do you repent? You could be free of this place.
Last time someone asked me that, I was bound to an iron wheel with a broken spine. There are many things I've come to doubt about the choices I made in life. But that trial was my one moment of certainty, even without a chorus of gods to tell me I had been right. The gods need to be reminded that we have a spirit, and that spirit is proof against their power. They have the power to manipulate and confuse and ruin us, but not to change our will. I will remain here until the world crumbles and fades from existence, with joy in my heart, knowing I've shown them what they truly are.
This place, sun and shadow, what is it? I could tell you what I believe, but again I would be no proof. I have only what I have seen and what others have told me about it. There's only one man who can tell you now, who knows it to a certainty, and you shall face him soon enough. I will leave you to see for yourself. Make your own judgment. Better for you, or for your soul, that way, I think. How is it you speak Adirian? I speak no language now, but the wordless expression of the spirit. It is through my connection to you that I am able to draw upon your words and form them as my own. Do you know what it is I need from Theos?
I could not say for sure. But you have been to Sun and Shadow before, and it came at a crossroads in your life, when much of what you knew had been upended. I have to believe it will come to you there. Your concerns then were of loyalty and trust and the gods. Everything I told you seemed to send you further into doubt. His words mattered to you when you knew him then. After you and I spoke, you went immediately to seek him out. Perhaps you simply sought confirmation from the man you trusted. If something from that time still troubles you, it may be something he told you then, or refused to tell you. He keeps secrets better than any in this world.
How can I get Theos to tell me what I need to know?
You will not find a more resolute being on all of Eora. There is no offer you could make, nor spell you could cast, nor pain you could inflict that would make him reveal what he hides. But I see you have become a watcher in this life. Perhaps in defeat, when he can no longer defend himself, you might learn something from him.
It's time for me to go.
Theos will not wait for you. If you do not catch up to him now, you may never find him again.
Gut, also die sehr lange Konversation geführt haben. The gods have given me the souls of their forgiven. If you repent, you could join with them. Help me strike the final blow against Theos. Your defiance here is an illusion. You are a slave to the gods, bound to their rules, struck in their system. Your continued existence is proof of the gods' dominion over all of us. If you hadn't planted doubt in my mind long ago, I'd be living a normal life now. Before I go, I will repay you for this curse. When I will waste no more time, farewell, Yova. The gods have given me the souls of their forgiven.
If I repent, all I have done has meant nothing.
Das verstehe ich nicht. Naja, ist egal. Then I will waste no time, farewell.
Your soul deserves an end to its suffering. I'm sorry I wasn't able to grant it myself. May it come to you swiftly. If ever we should meet again, in this life or any other, I hope to find you at peace.
Ehrlich gesagt bin ich jetzt genauso klug wie vorher, außer dass die Götter selber keine Götter sind, sondern es einen Oberhoshi gibt. Aber, also, dass die selber vielleicht auch nur Menschen sind oder so, oder andere Wesen, die erschaffen wurden. Und dass dahinter jemand steht. Aber das ändert genau nichts. Und viel von dem Gelaber war irgendwie...
It's true. The gods are a sham that people have followed for thousands of years.
Ja, dann nennt man sie halt Übergötter, die Typen, die da über die Götter, den Götter stehen. Die meinte zwar, dass sie nichts gefunden haben, das heißt ja nichts. Na, kann man reden?
Doesn't that just beat all? Here I was, wondering all this time whether all these terrible things were people's fault or the gods. Turns out they might be the same thing. Wonder how things would have gone different 15 years ago if the Raid Sarens had been told their god was made in some forge or kiln someplace. Would we still have gone to war?
People were starving, they'd have rebelled sooner or later. It was their god who made them believe they were right. I doubt they'd have fought if they knew he was fallible. People were starving and had to rebel sooner or later.
I could see the rebellion still happening, but I don't know that they would have invaded.
He looks down at the ground, drumming his fingers against his side restlessly. When he speaks again, it seems half to himself.
I don't know. When Woden left for war, we, had a fight. As brothers will.
What about?
About him going off to war. He was set on it. My parents warned him. They said you get a new country with every trip across the border, but your god, you only get the one. Me? I didn't know who was right. All I knew was I didn't want him to go. It's the same for families as it is for gods. You only get the one. I said every vicious thing I could think of, trying to change his mind. He brushed it off. Just got me madder, of course, him being so calm. He said I should come with him, but he'd understand if I didn't want to. I told him he'd better be able to face his god one day and answer for what he'd done. He said he'd keep that in mind. And then, he was gone. By the time I'd cooled off, months had passed. One morning it dawns on me that my brother always knew better than me. If he was so sure of what he was doing, then I should be there with him. I packed my things and was on the road that same morning. Of course, what I didn't know then was he'd already changed his mind. By that time, he was dead on that field.
Do you think he went to Waitwin because of what you'd say to him? So if you've left with him, you'd have known why he changed his mind.
If I'd have left with him, we'd both be dead, so I don't know why I bother thinking about it. I found my own way in the end, and it wasn't my brother's and it wasn't my god's. I don't know if it was right. But I couldn't abide what Waidwen was doing to his own. God or not. I don't regret it. Whether Waidwen was Eothas, well, it hardly seems to matter after what we just heard. And all these questions I've been trying to figure out. I think I just miss my brother.
He smiles faintly, and when he breathes, the air seems to flow more freely through his lungs. Do you think he went to Waitwin because of what you said to him?
Crossed my mind. You live in a place like Gilded Vale. You don't have a whole lot else to do other than think about things you don't want to think about. I hope that wasn't it. I hope he went there because it's what he thought was right. But it seems I'm not meant to know.
Let's be no way.
Still one more mess we gotta straighten out. Come on then. I still owe you one.
How may I help? We've been lied to. Our whole lives, and many lives before that. And it's led us to put our faith in a pantheon of gods that never deserved it in the first place.
People need something to believe in. The gods, however they came to be, they have served that purpose. Theos is wrong. Most people are fundamentally decent. Knowing the truth can only make them better. What difference does it make? People will be what they are, whatever or not they are gods to believe in. Yes, they are gods, okay. It's an outrage. There's no excuse for misleading people like this. The Inquisition were right. People are fools and can't be trusted without some kind of authority looming over them. Ja, sagen wir das.
You're right. People will be better off finding direction on their own than following this farce. Besides, the gods haven't exactly done much to prevent us from slaughtering each other. If anything, they've only given us more pretenses for doing so.
Seems like that's all they've been doing of late.
I've also been thinking. There won't be much left of Theos by the time you're done with him, if I know how you operate. That will leave the leaden key headless. Perhaps it's best it stays that way.
Someone should fill that role. I agree.
Then let's face Theos. When this is all over, I'll make sure that no one is able to commit his abuses again.
Okay. Das sieht irgendwie nach einer finalen Arena aus. Most events at the Strongholder Core over the passage of game time. Naja. Occur as you complete quests. Ja. Die Hilfe kommt allerdings auch sehr spät. Sun and Shadow. Search for Theos. Okay. Der ist also irgendwo hier.
Alright then.
Hier ist es dann doch sehr dunkel.
These ruins, like a great grave for a soul.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
Full of surprises, aren't you?
Wow, das war...
Incredible! I knew the builders could work wonders, but this is amazing!
Waren also
Spirit
keine
stirred,
Seelen?
edged with anger, violence.
Oder waren das doch
You
Seelen?
do that again? I had something in my eye. Missed most of it.
I shall be discreet.
Diamond. Speichern. Engwithian Shades. Mhm. Sieht aber komisch aus. Da ist noch so einer. Ist geprompt und paralyzed, okay. Na, machen wir einfach den. Das scheint hier nicht so super zu funktionieren mit dem Paralysieren. Der ist zwar paralysiert, greift aber trotzdem weiter an. Aha. Na, okay, der macht nichts mehr.
Hey,
Zack. Nehmen wir den auseinander. Der hier noch.
Your thoughts must go deep.
Am I the only one here starting to nod off? A break might be in order.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Dupatz.
Something here calls to me.
+1 Move Speed. Naja. Brauchen wir jetzt nicht unbedingt. Shadow Drake. Aha. Okay, das sind ein paar mehr. Und wir stehen natürlich jetzt auch denkbar ungünstig hier. Ja, falsch. Aber ich denke, das werde ich auch jetzt nicht überleben. Na, wobei, damit könnte das vielleicht funktionieren. Gut. Ah, die sind aber noch wach. Okay, können wir nichts mitmachen. Okay, jetzt auch umgerissen. Gut. Ne, alle nicht getroffen. Ah, was ist das? Steps to the wheel. The watcher gives his or her foes a glimpse into the afterlife by displacing their souls, momentarily paralyzing them and leaving them sickened. Speed fast. Interrupt. Foe AOE paralyzed. Ah, okay. Einmal pro Rast. Machen wir das, oder? Ne, machen wir nicht. Heilen wir. Ne, du sollst da einfach weiter drauf hacken. Ein kleiner Refresher. Der liegt auch nur noch 5 Sekunden herum. Dann machen wir den mal neu. Das ist der Magier. Na ja, gut, der trifft halt alles. Machen wir so. Der ist wieder durch. Engwithian Shade. Die stehen ja schon gar nicht mehr drin. 16 Damage Reduction, Slash und Pierce weniger. Ja. Machen wir den mal so. Drake ist immer noch nur barely injured. Injured. Prone, noch 8 Sekunden. Dann noch 7. Der ist geplatzt. Dann machen wir den hier. Sind wieder aufgestanden. Die hat wieder genug angesammelt, um einen neuen machen zu können. Aber dann kann die auch mal den Knockdown verwenden. Machen wir den nochmal drauf. haben wir den Drachen zermatscht, den Drake. Okay. Ah, es ist doch ganz gut gelaufen.
Could use some rest. Nice and slow.
Nice and slow. Hier wird nicht gerastet.
Indeed.
Minor braces of deflection. Speedschuhe, zweimal. Well. The shadows in the cavern suddenly lengthen and swallow you. When your eyes adjust to the darkness, you find yourself in the midst of what must be another vision. You are surrounded by mists. The ground feels springy under your feet. Was? You imagine that as soon as you take a step, the soil behind you will erase all trace of your passage. As if on cue, the mists before you clear just enough for you to take a couple steps forward. You do, and the fog closes behind you. You continue for several minutes in this manner, one step at a time, never seeing more than the ground right in front of you. Eventually, a rays of light cut through the haze and you find yourself facing a canyon wall. Duran's head twitches as though a mosquito had flown into his ear. He swings haphazardly at the air with his staff. Something whizzes past you. Just as you turn, you catch another whir of movement. Out of the mists flits a shape, small and round. You think you see another and another. They tickle the corners of your vision. You turn back to the canyon wall. The sun shifts along its path, and what looked like a smooth rock faces the hollow of a cave. A figure steps out, its features shifting and changing before your eyes. Es sei jetzt ein bisschen viel Text, einfach nur zu sagen, ja, da kommt jemand aus der Tür raus und will mit dir reden.
Can it? It has to be. Wow! But I never thought he'd reveal himself in person. This is incredible. Even his form is fickle and unknowable. Amazing.
His jaw drops open and his words become slow to whispered ramblings. The figure transforms from male to female, from all into a mower, its bones lengthening and its fur receding into its flesh. The only detail that remains constant is the smooth, eyeless face. The whizzing, rushing shapes from the mist cover it converge on the figure, and as they form a spinning cloud, you realize that they are eyes.
You understand the value of a mystery watcher, a buried scroll, a hidden truth. These are my ways. You unravel a thread, watcher, one you have lost and discovered over generations, and following it to its end has only brought you back to the beginning.
The eyes track you even as they circle the god. What are you talking about? I have been here before. What are you talking about? Well, giggles, a strangely modulated sound that rises and falls as the god shifts from one form to the next. You seek and search while your foe obscures, and even your quest for answers to your past has only led you to another mystery, and one grander still. I am here to stop Vedica from tipping the balance of power. My goal now is to see the souls Theros has trapped. These mysteries don't matter to me, I just want to keep my own soul from unraveling. Another willing god, fantastic. Thousands trapped. Yes, but what would you do with
A
them?
nebula of souls, blind and brimming with potential. The answer to Woodika's question and the beginning of yours. What would you do with them?
Thunderclouds from overhead, casting shadows of movement across the canyon. According to Alia, it's possible to restore them to Hollowborn. I learned from Gelowin, Amagron, and Abaddon that I can use them to fortify other souls in the Deerwood. Remgrand, Ondra, and Scan would have me dissolve them. I take it you've got something in mind. Possible to restore them to Hollowborn.
A song the world knows and tires of. The droning chorus repeated again and again. Better the improvised melody, the unfolding chant. The listeners sit rapt, and just when they think they have the tune, it changes again. Even the gods require fresh mysteries.
The clouds break and the torrent of rain washes Wells' features clean. His blank face molds itself again, taking on the shape of something you've never seen before. Do not consign the souls of the fate of some gods choosing. You have found them. Now scatter them across existence, the destination known to neither god nor mortal. Let them be lost again, never answers to new riddles. Behind them, the sudden downpour has carved new caves into the canyon. But what would happen to the souls?
None know. They could end up anywhere in the realms of gods or mortals, whole or divided. Discovering them again and charting their course through the ether will be a new mystery.
What end would they serve?
No end, Watcher. That is the purpose.
Farewell.
That is a word for endings, and this is but a crossroads. Even I do not know what you would choose.
Shadows from the new caves melt and spread across the landscape, covering you in darkness. When the light returns, the vision is gone.
Laying low.
Chords. Aha, und da? Jo, da muss ich auch einen Schnitt machen jetzt. Und dann schauen wir beim nächsten Mal weiter. Viel wird das ja wohl nicht mehr sein. Also, bis dann!